Yes, YouTube, welcome to another video. So this video is on market structure and POIs. Now, market structure, as a lot of people know, is quite simple, For example, we have a bullish trend, higher highs, higher lows, and then we have a bearish trend, lower lows and lower highs. So fairly simple stuff, but I believe people don't fully understand it to its full extent. So if I draw a bearish trend, so we have a higher high being set here, then we have a lower high breaking the previous low, etc, etc, etc. Now a lot of people will get induced on the lower time frames, so it will be something around, so within the intricacies of the lower legs within this leg, if that makes sense, people will be trying to buy, not understanding the whole higher time frame play. And when I say higher time frame play, I'm referring to the 4 hour. So all I want you to do is look for 4 hour breaks of structures on the 4 hour time frame and look at the order flow. So if we've got this leg up here, we've just had a BOS here, and then look to see what has price of this high mitigated within this region, because it will be an order block with deep premium levels, and it can also be a fair value gap. It could be a 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour fair value gap within this most prominent high to most prominent low, and that's where you can place your fib. So you're going to get deep retracements on the 4 hour for order blocks, and you're going to get retracements into premium levels, so the golden zones when it comes to fair value gaps. And I think you're all aware that you'll get the order block up here, and then you'll get the fair value gap, and price will, the body of the candle will come into the fair value gap and then wick the order block. This is how people get pristine and good entries and them nice sell-offs, because when price comes up to that 4 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour order block, that's where people sell off. They'll get their market structure shift and they'll sell off this order block. Now this isn't just hindsight stuff. I'm gonna do a trade breakdown, show you two trades actually, and how I utilized the higher time frame premium, because at the moment on EU and GU we're quite bearish. So yeah, literally utilize the 4 hour for market structure, look at breaks of structures, see what it's mitigating on previous legs, and yeah, just in line with the trend. 4 hour trend is your friend. Okay, so the first trade was on the 8th of July, and this was London session. Both of them were London session actually. On screen here, I'll put it on the right or the left, you'll see the execution, and it was off the 5 minute. The 5 minute for me is a solid, it gives me a solid change of character, market structure shift. It's less noise than the 1, 2 and 3 minute. I feel like you can get induced on them. Even the 15 minute, sometimes if we've got a clear 5 minute fair value gap and a 15 minute break, the 15 minute is a good one to go off, but sometimes price moves a bit too quick for a 15 minute entry. But if we get into this trade here, so the first one being here, this is our most prominent high and this is our most prominent low down here. So I want to look for a sell within this range, and primarily when I say range, I want to sell off this premium range. So most prominent high, most prominent low. As you can see, prices come up and mitigated this middle golden zone within premium, and also mitigating this 4 hour fair value gap. So when we've come into this POI, and like I said about breaks of structures, this is our 4 hour break. So you're going to get that break, and then you're going to get that pullback into that level, and then that distribution down. I mean, I could have held to this low. I did see a couple of traders online hold to this low, fair play to them, but I came out at, I risked 2% on my challenges, so I got a nice 4% on that trade. So yeah, we've got this BOS here on the 4 hour, and then we've BOS on the 4 hour, and then we've reached up into premium up here. And if we go down to, if we check the 3 hour, so we got this, we go down to the 3 hour, let's get rid of the golden zones. So when you're looking at retracements within market structure, the 4 hour breaks and 4 hour structure is primarily the direction of price. But when it comes to point of interests, and when I say points of interest, I'm referring to fair value gaps and order blocks. Play around with the 1 hour, 2 hour, and 3 hour and 4 hour just to see what sort of POIs there are. You know, just play around with these. And then when it comes to entry, you just want the 5-minute or 15-minute for entries, and then obviously liquidations on the 4 hour. But yeah, so 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, and 4 hour for POIs. So yeah, we have the liquidation of the 2 a.m. candle here. So liquidity's got taken. We've come into this 4 hour / 3 hour fair value gap, and it's within the premium levels. So let's jump down to the 5-minute time frame. So at the time of taking this trade, I entered off the 5-minute break of structure. Now price was trickling down. It didn't have too much volatility. So, and with GU was already down here. So while I executed it up here, GU was already down here at this leg. It hadn't hit Asia's lows yet, but as you know, they follow suit with each other. So I knew EU was just playing catch up. So I actually entered on the 5-minute break of structure around here. It was actually like a minor bullish. You'll see on the execution, minor bullish pullback, tapping this 5-minute order block here. And then that followed down all the way down to Asia's lows. So if you see GU dropping or it's pushing and EU's a bit behind, it will just follow suit or its divergence. Okay, so trade 2, this one here. Now on this range, most prominent high, most prominent low, price has come up into premium, mitigating this 4 hour fair value gap here. Now, some of you might be aware that price can mitigate a 4 hour fair value gap, or any fair value gap, for instance, a couple of times. So 1, 2, and then 3, and then the fourth grab was here, and that was the sell-off during London session. And this 4 hour high is the 2 a.m. high, which is Asia's high. So price can come up and hit a 4 hour fair value gap multiple times. So just be aware of that. Now prices come up within premium just up above 50% of these wicks. There's also premium of a 1 hour range, quite deep premium of a 1 hour range. So if this is the 4 hour, I go to the 1 hour. It's very, very, very deep premium. So like this most prominent high, this most prominent low, the price has come up into premium of this level and then sold off down to this 1 hour order block. When we look at the 2 hour, we've come into a 2 hour order block. We go up to the 3 hour fair value gap, and then as we said before, the 4 hour fair value gap as well. When we go down to entry, so 5-minute for entry, now depending on the broker that you had at the time, a lot of people's brokers didn't show the liquidation of Asia's high. So on the 5-minute we don't see it, but on the 45-minute the highs of Asia get liquidated. So yeah, as we see here, price has reached up and taken the high of Asia, and then we get that sell off down to the lows. Now people even I see people even buying on the leg up to Asia's high. Where we gone? Because there was divergence of Asia's low down here with GU. So I see people buying off GU. GU had a nice pull up and then pull down, and then we had that push up taking Asia's high. Now I wanted to sell, so as soon as this high got taken, I was pretty confident just because of the change of pace. As soon as you had this leg down and then the retracement, I was sold. This is kind of like it's a bit of a discretionary experience thing. You know, people might have just saw this and think, it's just filling the imbalance and then pushing, but we came down quick. So as I entered just upon this 5-minute change character again, and then followed it down to Asia's lows, because we want to be selling. You know, we looked at 4-hour structure, 4-hour breaks of structures, and 4-hour retracements. We want to be selling in this market, and if we're sweeping Asia's highs in a bearish market, then that's a valid setup. Same for bullish. If you've got a bullish 4-hour structure, we want liquidations of Asia's lows. It's as simple as that. And obviously paired with POYs, as we've discussed. But yeah, execution is on screen now. It was a valid entry. That was only 2 trades last week that I took. Less is always more. I'll only take around 2 or 3. Sometimes I won't even trade. If the setup's not there, I'm not going to force it. And that is how you become profitable. You only take the trades that are valid to your setup and are of high quality. If you want to learn directly from me, then my mentorship's only £50 a month. It's very cheap. I'll teach you exactly how I trade and everything that I know, which got me to where I am today, which is a profitable trader.